All right, so it's been a minute since I've filmed anything. Just gotten busy with life. Today we're going to be working on the Kawasaki Vulcan. I'm going to be putting new front brake rotors because I'm pretty sure these ones are warped because they keep overheating, and that is not good. So we're going to be putting new front ones on. Never done this before, so you guys are going to be joining me. I do this for the first time, which I'm slightly nervous of, but we'll have a good time with it, right? Yeah. Some brakes. No, nothing's going to break. What do we even say? Nothing's gonna break. So what we got are these two Nietzsche brake calipers. They are the exact ones, I'm hoping. And I mean, I think so. They look about right. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But first we gotta take off these front brake calipers. And I've done that so many times now, that should be easy. Just these two bolts here. Literally don't have to do anything else. But I guess what I'm gonna do before that, I just remembered, is I'm gonna grab this center stand here and put it on the front. I've got an adaptation, because these are the rear, the rear things, but there's one of these that is for the front. So we'll grab that. Yeah, these guys right here. They're supposed to go right underneath here. So we shall see. But yeah, the R1's coming along. Got the headlight coming in the mail, so we'll get that up in there. It's gonna look mean, dude. It's gonna look mean. Okay, so I mean, it's on there. And I don't know how sturdy it is, but I did a few shakes and it doesn't look like it's moving, so we're just gonna have to be gentle. Damn, this is scary as fuck, because if that wheel comes off and then that thing slides out. Oh, hold on, I gotta fix this. So center stand didn't work, but we used our intuition right here. We used the book and some tape under a cinder block, and that's holding this front wheel up because it's leaning down the center stand, leaning it backwards. So that's what's gonna have to happen. Be good enough for now. Let's get to work on these brakes. Little side note here. There must have been some rain over the weekend, and these were not this rusty when I was here 2 days ago. And now look at them. A small layer of rust has formed. Just goes to show how quickly, if tools are exposed to water and just left to sit, they can turn rusty. So, little PSA. Also, whenever you're having the calipers off for a long period of time and they're just hanging, make sure to hang them on something like a zip tie or some wire, just because you don't want the brake line to snap or yeah, deteriorate. Good news, tire is successfully off the bike. We can now do wheelies. It's a joke, anyway. Now we gotta see if this is the right fit. Let's go. Okay. I can confirm it fits. Sweet. Now we gotta take these bolts and transfer them to here. Let's go. Okay, we're using heat. They wanna be bitches. Yay. Don't give a little kid heat, but we're gonna apply some right onto there, and it's gonna be great. Look at all that good old fancy Loctite up in there. Beautiful. Now we do that on all the other bolts. Let's go. I will be needing to take a little detour to O'Reilly's because this Loctite is really old, and I would feel terrible if I put these back on and somebody got in an accident because their front calipers fell off. That would suck. So we're gonna do it the right way, not the cheap way. That means going to the auto store and getting Loctite. So, all right, we'll be back in like 30 minutes. Boom, all right, we're back. We got the Loctite and the brake grease acquired, or the bearing grease. 4 in there. Unfortunately, this is the smallest one they had, and I do not need all this, but that is okay. We can use it for future, I guess. It will be going here. and we'll use that in the future. But we got the Loctite, the same stuff, and that's what we need. So we're gonna put these bolts back on, all 7 of them. Yeah. All right, first side is on. Look at that, bolts are all torqued too. Got my torque wrench there, Loctite. And now that I know what I'm doing, next side will be easy. So now we're gonna get to that, and then we're gonna put the wheel back on. It'll be sick. And just like that, we are done with both the calipers. Now I gotta throw some bearing grease in there, put it back on the wheel, bleed the brakes, and see if they're still rubbing. And if they are still rubbing, that is going to suck, because I don't know then. I don't know what I'll do, but yeah. All right, I'm opening one of these cans up for the first time. I've actually never used this stuff before. Oh, wow. Look at that. Ain't that just a color right there? Holy shit. Well, there it is. I don't know how I'm gonna apply it. Probably just my finger, but there it is. Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I forgot to film like half that shit. It's an hour later now, and just look at that. The wheel is now on the bike. Tomorrow we're gonna test ride it and see if it's still having the issue where the brakes lock up. Hopefully not. Hopefully this fixed it. Give you all a little montage real quick, because I forgot to film this shit.
Is there? And if you hear this and then go and bend your back, go and bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max. Will the DJ please turn up the bass to the max? Please just rewind, let me shake it to the max.
Yeah, that was corny. I don't even care. I'm going to bed. It's like 11 o'clock at night, but we're gonna come back tomorrow and we are going to test ride this bitch, so stay tuned. All right, so we're at the shop. I'm sweating because it's so hot today. But I took the bike for a test drive. It's a little bit better, but it was not great. It still did the same thing. So I was looking online, and they were like, oh, you gotta check the master cylinder. There's 2 holes. I looked at mine, there's only 1. And so, I'll show you. The whole issue was that little silver hole right there. There's a little tiny pinprick hole. I don't know if y'all can see it. Got brake fluid in there right now, cleaning it out. But it was clogged. And so there's a little hole there, and that's the pressure release hole. And so without that, your brakes are constantly under pressure. And so that is what was happening. My brakes were constantly under pressure, and they were locking up. So now we're gonna clean it, put it back on, see if that solved the issue. I really, really hope it did. If not, I don't know, I give up. Here's a better representation under the light. There's that little hole right there. That second one was completely covered in gunk. And so now I'm putting it back on, and we will see. All right, so I basically realized I never finished the video about the Vulcan. I was messing with the brakes last time, and I'm done. The bike's complete. This thing here is amazing, okay? I drilled out the little hole that was in the master cylinder because it was still clogging after I cleaned it like multiple times. Drilled it out, and now it works perfectly. Brakes don't stick at all. And I got 2 new blinkers for it too. I'll show you. I got these 2 front blinkers here because the other ones were like dangling and hanging, so these are perfect. Everything works great. It turns on right away. It idles good, brakes good, front and rear. Doesn't lock up. It's all you can really ask for. I'm gonna throw the GoPro on real quick, show you guys a little test ride, and that'll be it for this bike. I mean, then we're just gonna list it and sell it, and we'll see how long it takes to sell. But that's kind of where we're at. I'm gonna throw the GoPro on and kind of show you guys from there. All right, let's get this thing fired up. Just like that, all fired up. Gotta let it idle high until it gets to a warm temperature. Alright. Adjust it a little bit. We're just going for a short ride today. You hear the cam chain tensioner all loose in there. We're using the front brakes. Like that, we're in fifth cruise. Gotta lower this RPM here. Hopefully the GoPro doesn't die. Make sure no cars are coming. Turn around. Head back to shop. I think the tires might be flat. Hopefully not, that would suck. Definitely idling too high. Now that it's warmed up, gotta bring that idle down a little here. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. This light does not turn green for bikes. So I am gonna have to go. Tires actually don't seem too flat here. Alright. We are just gonna go the wrong way, because my driveway is right there. Front brake works, no lockups, all you can ask for. And look at that, package shot, just like that. All right, this thing's still recording too, sweet. Yep, she works beautifully. And look, turns right back on. Beautiful. Might need to charge the battery before I sell it. But that's the Vulcan, all done.